At the start of episode 2, we see Wooju at his house, remembering a moment from his childhood. He's with his parents, and the three of them are going somewhere. Wooju is arguing with his father, who scolds him in return. Wooju snaps back saying, "It's not mine, it belongs to my teacher." But the show doesn't clearly reveal what the argument was actually about. Suddenly, their car crashes. In the present, Wooju wakes up, takes his medicine, and recalls that moment when someone had approached their car right after the accident. He remembers asking that person for help, but the man had refused. Meanwhile, we see Mary at her house, looking at a message from Wooju, asking if she had gone to see the doctor. She starts thinking about all the times Wooju had helped her. Talking to herself, she says, "He didn't seem like a weird person. Maybe I can ask him for help. It's just for one day anyway." After that, she calls him. Wooju notices her name saved in his phone under the contact name Cactus. In the next scene, the two meet face to face, the same scene we saw at the end of episode 1. Wooju first asks if she went to the hospital, but Mary says no, explaining that she was too busy. Then she suddenly asks, "Are you married?" When he says no, she sighs in relief and says, "Then will you be my husband?" Wooju is completely shocked and asks what she means. Mary quickly adds, "Not for real, you just have to act like my husband. Can you do that? You just need to play the role for a short while. My whole life depends on this. You have to come with me somewhere." When Wooju asks where, she says, "The department store." He frowns. "What are we going to do there? Shopping?" But she shakes her head, thinking to herself, "I can't tell him about the award." Wooju insists, "At least tell me why you want me to be your fake husband and why we need to go to the store. I can't help you unless I know something." But she doesn't explain anything, just says, "Please come at that time. I'll compensate you." Wooju smirks. "How much?" She gestures a small amount with her fingers. He teases, "What, 100 million?" She quickly denies it, saying, "That's way too much." Wooju laughs. "When you were drunk before, you asked me for that much. Is that your base rate?" Mary apologizes, saying she mistook him for someone else back then. Wooju wonders why she wants him to act as her fake husband. He imagines maybe she's cheating on someone, that he'd catch her kissing another guy, and he'd beat that guy up before taking the money for a settlement. But Mary tells him it's nothing like that. Wooju replies, "So it's not about the money?" She hesitates, then nods. "I knew it," he says. "It's always about money. You're a scammer. I'm not helping a scammer." Mary looks hurt and says, "Were you playing games with me this whole time? So you never intended to help me at all?" Wooju admits, "Nope, your little fraud plan will never work." Saying that, he walks away. She tries to stop him, but he doesn't listen. In the next scene, we see Mion talking with Neon. Mion's husband, Haku, who is the company's director, is also there. Neon is angry, asking why Mion is removing her son, Young-soo, from the head of marketing. "You can't kick him out and replace him with Wooju," she says. Mion calmly replies, "I'm not kicking him out, just demoting him. He's been working here for years, yet our sales keep dropping. That's why Wooju will handle it now." Neon keeps pleading, but Mion doesn't budge. Neon accuses her, "You're only doing this because he's your grandson." But Mion insists, "That's not true. You know very well your son had the first chance, he failed." Meanwhile, we see Young-soo relaxing, eating chocolate. His mother comes over, and he offers her some, but she scolds him. "How can you sit here enjoying yourself when this is happening to you? Wooju's taking your place." Young-soo shrugs and says, "Don't worry, Mom. I already have a plan. You'll see what I'm going to do." Just then, Haku walks in. Mion turns to him angrily. "Why didn't you say anything? I've worked here for 30 years, but no one listens to me. I have no worth here." Haku replies coldly, "This is business, and everything Neon said was true. Come on, I'll take you to that nice restaurant we went to before." Hearing that, Mion cheers up. That night, we see Jin Kyung getting ready to rest when Wooju calls her. Seeing his name makes her so excited that she accidentally bumps her head. On the call, Wooju tells her he's coming to meet her. In the next scene, they meet in person. Jin Kyung asks, "Will you start work tomorrow?" He nods. She explains that his grandmother couldn't come see him because she can't travel by plane. "But finally you'll meet her," she says. "I can't always take care of her, you know. I'm not her real granddaughter." Wooju looks at her and says, "You like Young-soo, don't you?" She denies it. Then she asks, "By the way, what about that cactus lady? Is she okay?" At first, Wooju nods, but then he laughs. No, I think she's not hurt in the butt, it's her head. Something's wrong up there. She asked me to be her husband. Jin Kyung chuckles. So she likes you? He quickly denies it. No, she just wanted me to act like her husband for a day. I don't even know what she's up to, so I said no. Just then, they see a young girl running nearby with her mom chasing after her. The girl suddenly falls, and Wooju notices she's holding a small toy bear. That sight takes him back to a memory at a police station where a little girl once gave him a toy bear. He had comforted her and told her not to cry before she left. Back in the present, Wooju asks Jin Kyung, "Do all kids have these teddy bears?" She asks why he's curious, then remembers, "Wait, you took one like that with you to America. I remember now you told me a girl gave it to you. I used to tease you that she was your first crush." Wooju smiles faintly and says, "She wasn't my crush." Jin Kyung asks, "Where is she now?" Wooju replies, "I don't know. I don't even remember her name. She's probably living a happy life somewhere." Meanwhile, we see Mary at home being told to leave because the building is about to be renovated. She refuses at first, but is eventually forced out. Later, she sits alone on a playground swing when her mom calls. Her mom asks, "So, when are you getting married? You said the wedding was postponed, but your sister Sori is asking again. She wants to book her flight tickets." Mary nervously answers, "Wooju's been really busy lately." Mary said, "I'll talk to him myself and let you know. By the way, how's everything with you?" Yongsoo replied, "Things are great in America. My restaurant is doing well, and my English has gotten much better. If you had told us your wedding date earlier, we would have started preparing too." But Wooju said, "I can't tell you that right now. I don't even know myself. Actually, there's something I need to tell you." Yongsoo asked, "What is it?" Mary replied, "I can't say it over the phone." Yongsoo said, "Did you two have a fight? That happens. Just listen to him, okay? Whatever he wants, just give it to him. Sometimes losing is what actually makes you win." Mary wanted to tell her that they had broken up, but she couldn't bring herself to say it. Next, we see Wooju arriving at the company. He first greets his uncle, Hanku. Hanku asked, "Is this your first time here for real?" Wooju shook his head and said, "No, when the construction was happening here in my childhood, I visited once. You took good care of me back then." Hanku smiled and said, "Thanks for remembering. Come on, I'll introduce you to the employees." So, he brought Wooju outside and introduced him to everyone. In the next scene, we see Hanku talking to his son in the elevator. "There's a meeting today. Are you ready?" he asked. His son nodded. In the meeting, they first discussed an influencer who had millions of followers and had promoted their product. Then they started talking about design packaging. Yongsoo interrupted and brought up copyright infringement concerns. One of the women said, "That's not going to happen." But Yongsoo recalled an incident from 6 months ago when something similar had occurred. He said, "The head is responsible for all this, meaning Wooju." Wooju apologized, "I'm sorry, I'll look into it." His grandmother told him, "This is your first project, don't make any mistakes, be careful." Later they found out which company was handling the design packaging. It was Mary's company. She was on the phone with them, asking for 10 times the original price. The woman said, "We'll think about it." Song-hee asked Mary, "Why are you asking for so much money?" Mary thought back to what had happened 2 hours ago. Yongsoo had called her with a disguised voice and told her, "Someone from that bakery company will contact you, but you must demand 10 times the original price." Song-hee said, "That call could have been fake. You can't trust a stranger." Mary replied, "That's why I want to test it. I'm asking for 10 times more to see what happens." Wooju was also informed about this design company charging such a high price. He said, "All right, I'll talk to them. Set up a meeting with their CEO." Next, we see Sung-hyun rewatching his award video again and again. He yelled at his secretary, "Listen." Listen said, "I'll find a way to withdraw the prize." Sung-hyun shouted, "How's that possible? Get over here!" When Listen came closer, he kicked him and yelled, "That's not going to happen." Then he threw his shoes at him and ordered, "Clean these." Listen obeyed. Back in his office, he called Mr. Kwon and said, "No matter what, call Mary and tell her she must bring her husband to the award ceremony or she won't receive her prize." Listen then remembered what happened 3 months ago. Song-hyun had received a message from the mayor asking for a townhouse for his nephew. Song-hyun didn't know what to do if he agreed. His father would find out. Then Listen suggested, "You could host a wedding festival and give it to him as part of that. No one will ever know you planned it on purpose." Meanwhile, Mary and Song-hee were waiting for a response from Wooju's company. They'd been waiting a long time, but no call came. Then Mr. Kwon sent a message to Mary. "You must bring your husband here, or you won't get the prize." Song-hee asked, "What does the message say?" Mary replied, "It's not from the company." Then Mary asked, "What does your brother do? I needed Kayshawn." Song-hee said, "I don't know. I haven't seen him in 2 months." Mary thought to herself, if I bring Song-hee's brother there and Wooju also shows up, what will happen? I can't do that. Song-hee asked, "What's wrong?" Mary replied, "Nothing, I'm just going somewhere. If the company sends any message, let me know." In the next scene, we see Wooju's family meeting his ex-girlfriend Mary's boyfriend. His older sister's name is Jinhwa, and his mother's name is Yoon-suk. Jinhwa said, "Where's Wooju? His phone's off." Yoon-suk replied, "He went to Hong Kong and turned it off." They started talking about how Wooju and Mary broke up. Jinhwa said, "But I liked Mary. The food her mom sent was the best." Young-soo said, "I get what you mean, but you don't know Wooju's new girlfriend is rich. She's loaded." Then Wooju called them, saying, "Mary contacted me. She was asking about a rental house." Young-suk yelled, "She was asking for money." But Wooju denied it, saying, "I already blocked her number." Just then, there was a knock at the door. Jinhwa opened it, and it was Mary. They all sat down to talk. Mary said, "I've been trying to reach Wooju. Where is he? I need to talk to him about something important." His mother replied harshly, "Why would you contact him? Good thing you broke up. You don't deserve him. My son has degrees you dropped out of college." They kept throwing insults at her. Yoon-suk said, "I know why you're here. You came to ask for rent money, didn't you?" Mary said, "No, I didn't come for money. I came for something else. But now I see that won't happen. At least I figured out where your son got his arrogance from you." His mother got furious and was about to slap her, but Mary caught her hand and said, "I know what your husband did. He sexually assaulted a teacher. I can post that everywhere if I have to, so don't bother me again." Mary walked out, held herself together outside, and said, "It's fine. It's all over now." Then Song-hee called her and said, "That company contacted us. They want to meet you." In the next scene, Wooju was told that the CEO of the design company had arrived. As he was going to meet her, Young-soo stopped him and asked, "Where are you going?" Wooju said, "I'm going to get the design contract signed." Young-soo replied, "All right, if you get it signed, I'll acknowledge your talent. If not, you'll have to resign." Wooju said, "Fine, no matter what, I'll get it done." Then he left. Meanwhile, Mary was in the restroom, calming herself down before stepping out. But she says, "What is he doing here?" Then she looks again, but Wooju isn't there anymore. Mary thinks maybe she just imagined seeing him. Later, when she finally meets the client, she realizes the person she's supposed to meet is actually Wooju himself. Mary has to act like she's meeting him for the first time, because Wooju's employee is right there with him. Wooju says, "We already told you what we need. You can't charge this much money." Mary replies, "All right, I'll agree to your terms, but I have one condition." After that, she sends the assistant away and says to Wooju, "Be my husband." Wooju looks at her, surprised. "You're still stuck on that?" he says. "If I report you to the police, you'll be arrested. You're a scammer." Mary calmly answers, "You also need my help to get this contract signed. I need your help too. We're on the same page, so let's make a deal. You be my husband, and I'll sign the papers." Wooju refuses, saying, "That's never going to happen." Mary insists, "If you don't get this contract, you'll lose millions." She recalls overhearing a woman in the restroom talking about this same deal earlier. Wooju says, "I don't care. I'd rather lose the money than work with a scammer." Then he gets a message from Young-soo. "Did you get the contract signed yet?" He remembers his grandmother's words. "This is your first project. Make sure you do it right." Mary shows him her bruises, saying, "You hit me with your car. That's how I ended up like this." Wooju denies it. In the end, Mary signs the contract. Wooju has no other choice but to agree. Later, both of them arrive at the department store. Mary says, "I already sent all the documents to you." Wooju replies, "I don't know anything. I'll just stand there and keep quiet." In the meeting, Mary explains why she's doing this. She says, "I used to live in a rental house, but I got scammed. I was promised a townhouse worth 5 million won as a prize, and to claim it, I need your help. I don't even have a place to live right now. In the elevator, Mary gives Wooju a ring and a pair of glasses. Put these on, she says. In the photo I sent, you were wearing glasses. Wooju reluctantly does it. He then asks, what if your husband finds out about this? Mary says, don't worry, he won't. He doesn't answer my calls anymore. Meanwhile, Lee Sun talks to Sang Hyun and tells him, Mary and her husband are coming to the ceremony. Get the press conference ready. Mr. Kwon greets them both. Mary says, my husband just arrived in Korea, and I brought him straight here. Wooju says, I'm a bit tired. Kwon replies, no wonder you look different. You don't look like your picture. Then he says, I'd like to see your real IDs. Mary shows hers, but Wooju says, I left mine in the car. Kwon starts asking questions about their marriage, and Wooju answers every single one perfectly. Mary is stunned, thinking, when did he memorize all that? Is he a genius? Then Kwon mentions an article about them that's about to be published. Wooju quickly says, that can't happen. Kwon asks, why not? They panic until Wooju explains, it's because of debt collectors. They might recognize us and come for the money. Kwon agrees to keep it discreet. Wooju adds, use our fake names. Kwon nods and says he'll think about it. Then Wooju pretends to get a phone call. What, I might be sick? I'll come for a test right away, he says loudly. Kwon asks, what's wrong? Wooju explains, someone next to me on the plane was sick. I think I caught it. Kwon calls Lee Sun and tells him, who replies, we can't cancel the award ceremony because of that. Just give him a mask. At the ceremony, Wooju and Mary come on stage wearing masks, posing for photos with Sang Hyun. Afterward, Lee Sun hands Mary a gift, the key to the townhouse. She's overjoyed. He asks, where's your husband? We're heading to the townhouse. Mary lies. He went to the hospital for some tests. She remembers that earlier, when she was sitting alone, Wooju had messaged her saying, I'm leaving. She'd replied, thank you. But as soon as she steps outside, she sees Wooju there. Lee Sun asks, why are you here? Didn't you leave? Wooju replies, I was just about to. Lee Sun says, which direction? Where's your hospital? I'll drop you off. Wooju has no choice but to say, I just got my test results. They were negative. Lee Sun nods. Good, then come with us. I'll show you the townhouse. Wooju is forced to go along. When they arrive, they look around the place. Meanwhile, Young-soo and his mother are seen nearby, watching them. Mi-yeon says, Wooju can't take your place. Keep an eye on that suspect. Inside, Lee Sun gives them a tour. Mary looks around the house, completely amazed. He asks, so when will you two move in? Mary answers, we plan to sell it. It's too far from our office. Lee Sun says, you can, but not yet. The rules say you can only sell after 3 months. Didn't you read that? Mary checks the rule sheet. It's true. Lee Sun adds, usually a couple is assigned an observer, but in your case, I'll be your neighbor. I'll visit you both every day. Then he says, be downstairs in 20 minutes. We'll go hang out and I'll introduce you to people around here. After he leaves, Wooju turns to Mary. What was that? Why did you agree to stay here for 3 months? I can't live here. And that guy said he'll visit every day. Mary says, he was just joking. Wooju shakes his head. I don't believe that. I can't do this anymore. I have my own life. Mary says, then tell me what to do. Is there any way out of this? Wooju sighs. I don't know. He takes off the ring and leaves. Outside, he calls her again. I'm sorry for yelling earlier, he says. Just then, a car honks. He moves aside and freezes. It's his own family. Young-soo gets out and asks, what are you doing here? Wooju says, I just came to meet a friend. Meanwhile, Mary calls, asking, where did you go? Why aren't you answering? She comes outside. Young-soo asks, which friend? Wooju replies, someone you don't know. As he tries to leave, Lee Sun suddenly shows up and says, are you ready? Wooju nods awkwardly. Then Lee Sun asks, where's your wife? Mi-yeon overhears and says, wife? Who's his wife? Wooju looks up and sees Mary standing there. Mary also sees them all, and the episode ends right there.